Sugarshack session.
About 6 years ago, I was working like this dead-end sales job. And I don't know about you guys if you've ever worked like a really weird job, but I was working this job and I worked this sales job full-time for 2 years. And I kid you not, to this day, I don't know what we sold. And I was always those dude on the phones like, welcome, how can I help you? And customers would ring up and they'll be like, yo, can I get help with this? And I was a bit cheeky. What I did was put them on hold and pass them on to my friend Steve. And I still don't know what we sold. So employee of the month right here. But I met a gentleman there by the name of Ian. And Ian was like well into his 70s. And I don't know what it was, but he took a liking to me. He always called me really interesting. I think he thought I was probably stupid or something. But him and I developed like this real father and son sort of relationship. He took me under his wing, really mentored, became a life mentor. And it was a year that I wanted to leave Australia, and I wanted to, out of all things, I wanted to go see the Northern Lights for some reason. And Ian started charting a course for me to go see the Northern Lights because he'd been there. It was 3 months of prep, and I ended up flying from Sydney, Australia to there's a little village in northern Norway called Arian. And lo and behold, I saw the Northern Lights exactly where Ian said I would. And I was so excited to come back to Australia and tell him that I had seen them. We've been working so hard to try and chart out a course there. So I got back to Sydney, Australia, sat at my desk, and I got a company email. And the subject of the email was Wednesday funeral, Ian. And I read that and I was like, nah, that can't be my Ian. I hope it's warehouse Ian, because I don't like warehouse Ian. But it was my Ian. It was my Ian. And I didn't know that for that time that I'd known him, that he was fighting cancer. And it suddenly hit me that the 3 months that we spent together charting out a course to see the Northern Lights was probably his last project. So I wrote a song. I started writing a song in a small cabin in northern Norway. I finished half of it. And I finished the second half just shortly after Ian's funeral. And there was one thing that Ian said to me. It was actually Ian's last words to me when I left Sydney. He says, you gotta be brave, kid, but eventually the brave will see the lights. And I remember looking at him and like, that's the fucking cheesiest thing I've ever heard, man. But I'll take it. And those were his last words. You gotta be brave, and eventually the brave will see the lights. This one's called Holy. I finally figured you out. It's what she tried to tell me as I spat the blood from my mouth. Closer than she was before, but I'm the sum of my doubts. Of my doubts. Now they laying me down. Sweat and skin upon the table, and we're risking it now. Stretched upon the altar, 30 years of wandering round. Wandering round. She's over my head. She's over my head. She's taking my brave. She's taking my brave. Hey, hey. Staring up at the skies, I'm trying to find the answers, but I'm getting lost in your eyes. And I hold you a little tighter so you can feel the fire inside. Man, I feel so alive. Now she's over my head. She's over my head, and she's taking my my brave. She's taking my breath. Holy, holy, hold me, and the brave will see the lights. Holy, holy, hold me, and the brave will see the lights. Holy, holy, hold me, and the brave will see the lights. So holy, holy, hold me, and the brave will see the lights. So holy, holy, hold me, and the brave will see the lights. So holy, holy, hold me, and the brave will see the lights. Holy, holy, hold me, and the brave will see the lights. So I alluded just briefly just to going to rehab, and when I checked myself in, it was I really struggled checking myself in and pursuing the music dream, because I had contractual obligations to go to the studio. So I was sneaking out of rehab to record songs, and I was still trying to make it work. I come from a very small family, and it was only really me and my dad growing up. My dad was in the US Navy, and we just never saw eye to eye. And I think one of the most beautiful things, now that I look back on the journey, one of the most beautiful things to have come out of me getting professional help is I reached out to my dad. I swallowed my pride, and I was like, Dad, if you don't come around and help me, I don't think I'm going to make it. I don't actually think I'm going to make it out of rehab if you don't come around. So I had hated this man for the longest time, because I always blamed him for shit. But during rehab, I felt like I got my dad back. I felt like for the first time in my life, I got my dad back. And my dad was never a fan of me pursuing music. He wanted me to be in the Air Force. So I remember the look of disappointment when I was like, no, I'm not going to be in the Air Force. I'm gonna be broken homeless trying to be a musician. But then, we patched up our relationship, and he's come to every show since in Australia. So I wrote this song shortly after the rehab program. I dedicate this one to my old man. This one's called Both. 10 years old on the driveway, screaming, mother, don't you leave. And why I gotta stay with daddy, wondering if you'll ever come to see me. So when I grew up angry. Gangs to girls to guns to thievery, to a mother who loved me from afar, to a father who never knew me. And it took me so long to understand that the world did not revolve around me, Dad. But if I knew it, I know what I know now. I go back to 10 years old and I hold your hand, Dad. I'd say we're gonna be okay. The storm will pass one day, and the years, they wouldn't have to separate us. As I recall, every Sunday morning, you used to drag me around to my piano lessons. None of musical bone in your body, but it's all we had left of mommy. So when I grew up angry. Gangster girls to guns to thievery. To a mother who loved me from afar. To a father who never knew me. And it took me so long to understand that the world did not revolve around me, Dad. But if I knew what I know, what I know now, I go back to 10 years old and I hold your hand, Dad. I'd say we're gonna be okay. The storm will pass one day, and the years, they wouldn't have to separate us. Oh, 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 oh. Are you proud of the man that I've become? Everything that I am, everything I've done so I can one day be like you. Here's to the man who gave his life to raise his kids after his wife upped and left a lifetime full of sighs. I'm so sorry it took so long to realize that she left us both. So last year, I had the same manager last year as the manager who manages Shania Twain and The Weeknd. It was so random. But they went through a real hard time during the pandemic, and we decided to part ways. And I tend to take things real personally. That's just the kind of guy I am. And I really thought when we parted the ways, I thought that was like the universe's way of saying, fuck it, you're done with music. You need to go back to that sales job, maybe. And so I actually really thought I was done with music. This is just last year. And as a way to thank fans, I grabbed a few of my friends, and I was just like, I'm just going to play some free shows all over the country just to thank people for the journey. So we got all these underground parking lots in Australia, and I didn't have any money for like microphones or amplification or anything like that. So I emailed the whole fan base and was like, yo, I'm going to play at Sydney, one of these car parks in Sydney, and you guys come if you want. And at the first show, there were like 5 people, and I was real depressed, you know. I was just real like, what, 5 people? What a fitting way to end the career. But then 5 people turned into hundreds, and we were playing car park shows all over the east coast of Australia, free shows, and it suddenly caught some momentum. And we were doing tours all over Australia. And then I had a cover on TikTok that went viral, and it was 300,000 new followers on TikTok. And it did something really weird because I started, those 300,000 new followers were all American. And I wasn't planning on any American shows anytime soon, but I felt like my hand was forced. So I called out all these American fans, and I was like, yo, if you guys want me to play there, you can pay for the tour. And we did a crowdfunding campaign, and literally all of my TikTok followers paid for me to do a tour, which is also the reason why I'm here at Sugarshack, because of all the fans that paid my way. But somewhere along there, like all these car park shows in Australia took off, and they had me on national TV. It was really weird seeing my face on television. And they had me on national TV, and then a fella by the name of Teddy Swims came along, and he was just like, I've been following you, you can come support. So we supported Teddy Swims, and now we're doing this. And I turned around to my friend Nate, who's here, and I was like, we played to 5 people in a car park last year. We played to thousands in front of Teddy Swims. And after the US, this is our second last show in the US. We play a sold out New York City show after this. But after this, we fly to the UK and 4 festivals back to back with like I think it's like 20,000 people each festival. And I'm from a small suburb, small town in Sydney, Australia. So this is like, you guys are witnessing like the dream come alive. And like, I'm just real, like, sometimes I'm like, I can't even believe that it's happening. So I wrote this song, and this is my last song for you guys. I wrote this song the night before we landed, the night before performing with Teddy Swims. And it literally went from 5 people in a car park to a few hundred in a car park, to hundreds at my own tour, to thousands at Teddy Swims. Now we're playing tens of thousands, and I'm literally watching it do this. And so I needed, my therapist always says, like, you need to keep a record and journal all this. And so the night before the first Teddy Swims show, before I mounted the stage with thousands, I decided to write a new song. And that's always dangerous, because it's just like, well, what if I fuck up and forget the lyrics? But it was my way of, like, I think, validating myself for the journey, and my way of saying, hey, I think you're doing good, you know. So this is my last song for you guys. This one's called Good. Does your hair still fall to the side of your face? Do your glasses still get foggy in the rain? Did you finally build the flower store you dreamt of all those days before? Does your hair still fall to the side of your face? 'Cause it's cold in Dublin City, it's 3:15. Are you lonely missing yesteryear, or lonely missing me? Tell your mother I'm trying to make good. Tell your father that I'm trying to make good. Did you finish all our Netflix shows? I've been watching Game of Thrones on my own. Did you finally find another man? A love that isn't sinking sand. Did you finish all our Netflix shows? 'Cause it's cold in Sydney City, it's 3:15. Are you lonely missing yesteryear, or lonely missing me? Tell your mother I'm trying to make good. Tell your father that I'm trying to make good. Did you hear the music? Dreams come alive, and the crowds are singing loud every night. 'Cause I finally learned to see in me where you no longer care to see. Did you hear the music? Dreams come alive. 'Cause I met a girl the other day, and I swear to God she loves me. But all the pain you left inside, it makes me feel that I'm not worthy. Yeah, despite all that, she thinks that I'm good. And despite the past, she sees so much good. Yeah, it's cold in New York City, it's 3:15. Are you lonely missing yesteryear, or lonely missing me? Tell your mother I'm finally doing good. Tell your father I'm finally doing good. Thank you. Red tail lights on the highway, hanging 10 on the edge again. Now quickly the years fade, I barely recognize my own face. Honey, don't wait up for me, 'cause I can't do this anymore, I'm sorry. Let me know how it suits you, everything that we've been through. Feels like ghost in the darkness, spirit swirling in my shot glass. Honey, I'm struggling to see, 'cause I can't do this anymore. She said, baby, don't you worry, there's a change gonna come. Don't you quit on me, now you just stick to your guts. And baby, have no fear, I know you've paid your dues. There'll be hell to pay, but I'll be right there with you, yeah. Lover, tell me how to ease the pain. Let's fill it up with some Novocaine. And I'll be crazy to fake it, and I know that's the break skid. Darling, let go, let it be, 'cause I can't do this anymore. Is it too late to start up again? Baby, I'm convinced that this is where the story ends, telling me we can begin again. I know you're trying, but I don't think that my own mess of love, let it be, 'cause I can't do this anymore. She said, baby, don't you worry, there's a change gonna come. Don't you quit on me, now you just stick to your guns. And baby, have no fear, I know you've paid your dues. There'll be hell to pay, but I'll be right there with you. Baby, don't you worry, there's a change gonna come. So don't you quit on me, now you just stick to your guts. And baby, have no fear, I know you've paid your dues. So there'll be hell to pay, but I'll be right there with you. Over time you feel as though the streetlights were walking you home, then maybe it was for the best. Our hands finally learned to let go. We're going nowhere, then will you tell me we're going nowhere? 'Cause we don't know what love is. And we don't know what love is. 'Cause even after rough sex and cigarettes, even after giving up our innocence, we won't know what love is. In my eyes you realize our love ain't worth giving a fight, then break me gently, softly, baby, open the car door tonight. You know I won't be back anymore when you decide to close the door. You know I won't be there in the morning, picking your heart up off the floor. We're going nowhere, then would you tell me we're going nowhere? We don't know what love is. We don't know what love is. 'Cause even after our sex and cigarettes, after giving up our innocence. We won't know what love is. Waking up 7:45. That bad dream stole my heart last night. You'll be gold in the morning light. And I'll tell myself that I'll be fine. Waking up 7:45. That bad dream stole my heart last night. And you'll be gold in the morning light. I'll tell myself that I'll be fine. We don't know what love is. This next song I'm going to sing is a song called Questions, and I have an interesting I've had an interesting 2 years because I got to see a childhood dream come true. I got signed to Universal Music 2 years ago after a period of just really working hard for my music dream. With that music dream, I also checked myself into rehab, and it was the hardest thing because I saw my professional life climb and I saw my personal life come crashing. I was in a 15-year relationship. I maintain that I've loved the same woman since high school, but she decided that she couldn't do the rehab journey with me. So I saw this childhood dream come true while checking myself in. And at that time, it was during peak pandemic, and I wrote a whole lot of songs, and this formed the theme for the EP, trying to win my life back, and at the same time trying to win my wife back. And during that time, I built like a fan base and used some of the music to heal. So this is a song called Questions. I poured another glass, baby, just to drown out the memories. 'Cause I never thought that you wouldn't come back, but sadly we left loving behind. Left loving behind. So where does love go where we lose the fire? Is there a way that we can make it better? I can feel you slipping, baby. I can feel you slipping from me. Where do hearts go when we lose the flame? Can these two words learn to trust again? When I think we're better together, you say that we're best apart. And it's been killing me slowly, the way you made it look easy. Say this is the end, but you wanna be friends, oh baby. We left loving behind. Left loving behind. So where does love go where we lose the fire? Is there a way that we can make it better? I can feel you slipping, baby. I can feel you slipping from me. And where do hearts go when we lose the flame? Can these two words learn to trust again? When I think we're better together, you say that we're best apart. Oh, oh. that easy to get over, baby. I've been asking all the questions lately. Am I that easy to get over, baby? I've been asking all the questions lately. Am I that easy to get over, baby? Well, I've been asking all the questions lately. Am I that easy to get over, baby? Oh, oh, oh. Woo! Thank you. When I first started writing the EP, when I started writing a few songs, I was right in the thick of rehab, right in the thick of pandemic, and I saw a 15-year relationship fall apart. So it was tough. It was real hard trying to pursue a career in the industry whilst really trying to put recovery at the forefront and nursing a broken heart. So that was shit. And at the time, I was recording a 5-track EP, and I started writing all these things. I mean, breakups suck, like all breakups suck, but this one, like, it was just like, I really wanted to show this person that I could change. And I was learning all these things about me. It was the first time in my life I got professional help, and I was learning all of these things, and I couldn't share it with my best friend, and she decided that there was no contact allowed. So I started penning down the lyrics while I was in rehab to a song, and for me, the song meaning of what the song meant was that she wasn't coming back. So if I released it, I had to make peace with the fact that if I ever released this, it meant she wasn't coming back. Well, 1 month turned into 2 months turned into 3, and it was time. It was 8 months all up in the rehab program, and she never came back. And it got to a point where the label was like, "Yo, Cap, if you don't fucking release this song, we're canceling this contract. We're done with you." And so I was like, "Man, fuck, that's some pressure." And so I wrote this song as a way of pretty much trying to communicate to her all the things that I learned in rehab, whilst making peace with the fact that, hey, you're not coming back. I know you're not coming back, but I hope you're proud. Because I finished the program by myself, and I held on to a childhood dream. And there was a time, when the social media was popping, and there was almost like a nationwide search for whoever this woman was. They were like, "Yo, we gotta show her this song. We gotta get you guys back together." So I wrote this song called Hope, in the hope that one person would hear it. Finally getting around to cleaning out our memories, babe. Now that I'm out of the dark, I'm starting to see me again. But it came at the highest cost. Love I completely lost, till I always thought we'd raise some kids one day. Remember the time you told me you would choose me every day, and in return I promised you that we would win one day. But if you could see me now, I'm finally sober now, and I won my life back just to see you walk away. I hope you're doing fine, babe. I rocked up to the party late. Occasionally you cross my mind when life is high, babe. I just came to tell you, your boy's about to break through, and the man you used to love's gonna surprise you. I'm coming up roses, babe. I'm coming up roses, babe. Remember the time we laid in bed and blew the stars away, and how you asked if I still love you when we're old and grey. But if you would stuck around, I think that you'd be proud, 'cause I won my life back, though you couldn't stay. I hope you're doing fine, babe. I rocked up to the party late. Occasionally you cross my mind when life is high, babe. But I just came to tell you I'm finally gonna break through. And the man you used to love's gonna surprise you. I'm coming up roses, babe. I'm coming up roses, babe. Oh, I'm trying my best to build a new life, babe. And I'm still praying you'd come back one day. See, life is beautiful. And you're so beautiful that it hurts, babe. I hope you're doing fine, babe. I rocked up to the party late. Occasionally you cross my mind when life is high, babe. But I just came to tell you your boy's about to break through. And every single thing you dreamed for me will come true. I'm coming up roses, babe. I'm coming up roses, babe. Finally getting around to cleaning out our memories. Sugarshack, I've played a show here, and I sold out a show.